This series of collages was started last year during the hard lockdown. It was a time of overwhelming uncertainty and unease, and that spoke quite directly to this process of image making. These works are part of an ongoing series of collages I've been making from elements of unresolved works, test prints, and failed experiments. Sometimes a work has to be destroyed, cut into fragments before it can be completed. It's a process of problem solving, of reimagining, of reconstructing these small elements into newer and more interesting compositions. There is a lot of information, a language that develops from the pieces of paper, like a code. One starts looking at each fragment like a letter or a word to write a new story. This is a process of constantly redefining marks and gestures and how they relate to one another. The series entitled Refracted are collages embedded into handmade paper, with further collage elements on the surface. The handmade paper fibers are made from sisal, which is an invasive plant in South Africa, yet it has numerous uses. This idea of invasiveness links to notions of population and occupancy and explores our complicated relationship with the natural environment. The paper-making process allows for one to embrace chance and the ephemeral cycle of creation and disintegration. I'm fascinated by this metaphysical relationship to paper, how it has this fragile quality, but the fibers are incredibly strong once dried. There is a lot of engagement with the surface, exploring its threshold and exposing the internal layers where the surface is cut into. This speaks to my ongoing thematic interests in surface and the subdermal network. Working with these structured and changeable elements on the surface is tied to my interest in the formless structures we impose on the landscape. The result is a new kind of imaginary landscape that evokes the sense of estrangement and disconnectedness that the last year has brought.